Hey everybody, welcome to Who Gives a Shit, the podcast that asks the most important question.
Who gives a shit?
No, CJ, man, how was your week, bro?
I had an interesting week. A lot happened, starting with a 5150. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically when the law determines that you're a threat to your own safety. So what they do is they take you to the hospital, and after 2 days in the ER, I ended up in the loony bin for a while, and I got my shit fixed pretty quick, because when I got there, I realized that I didn't have problems, because the people who were in there with me that had just way larger magnitudes of fucked up shit. Like, there was a lady who was seeing demons in the trees, and this black guy, we were watching Pawn Stars, and this black guy told me that he was from a different planet. And my favorite guy in there was this kid named Nick who really believed that he was the quarterback for my college. And he was going around telling everybody that he was going to play in the big game tomorrow. And that was funny to me because I actually know my quarterback personally. I've met him several times. So it was a trip to just be around people like that for 2 days.
So what kind of lame crap are they telling you in this inpatient treatment? And let me take a guess as to how you got 5150'd. You were in foot pain, and you're probably asking for more pain meds, and the nurses are being little bitches about it. And you're like, look, my foot hurts so much, I'm thinking about killing myself. And then they're like, well, how about you get 5150'd?
Well, how it went down was, I'm not exactly sure what I said still because it's all a haze. But I basically just decided to take 5 or 7 Valiums. I had no intention of killing myself. I just wanted to go to sleep because it was hurting so bad. And apparently I said some suicidal shit to a friend of mine. I still don't remember saying it or exactly what I said.
That's some very upsetting stuff, CJ. Because remember, I got a policy, man. A very strict no snitching policy. And that includes your dumbass self, man. Why the fuck are you snitching on yourself, bro?
I can't say what I was thinking in that moment in time because I don't even remember it, to be honest with you. It was very hazy. What I do remember is the cops showed up to my house not
what the
long
fuck?
after.
The cops showed up? What are you gonna...
So, yeah, a lady cop and a black cop walk in. And the lady cop puts a flashlight in my eyes and says, yeah, your pupils are dilated. We're taking you to the hospital. And I was supposed to go to the loony bin quicker than I did, but because they had a bed shortage, I was in the ER for about 2 days.
Oh, fucking lame. So what kind of... Like, what are they really trying to sell you on? Like, what is some of the lamest crap they told you while you were there?
So, what they said is that I need to go to therapy, which I've been to therapy, and I never got any satisfaction from it. It's literally just, I've never felt like, oh, wow, I'm really glad that this old Jewish man knows that I'm sad. I can feel better about myself now. Like, therapy's fucking pointless. And they sell you on it to the point where when I signed my discharge paperwork, I had to promise that I would call their therapist from the hospital one time so they could do a checkup. And apparently this is hospital policy, which I think is fucking insane.
What happens if you don't?
I don't know. They still haven't called me, so I don't. But the other thing they were telling me, there was a really gay mandatory group therapy, and they were like, oh, if you ever feel like killing yourself, just do some deep breathing exercises. And I'm like, come the fuck on, man. You guys can't believe this really works. Oh, I was gonna, jump off a fucking bridge. But then I remembered to hold my breath in for 3 seconds and then push it back out. And then I decided, you know what? Maybe life's worth living. Like, nobody has ever said that gay bullshit ever.
I can see it working for people that are manic or something like that. But, I mean, whenever you got that balls deep sadness, like that really, really sadness. Yeah, I don't think some breathing exercises are going to stop that shit.
In addition to that, they tried to get me on antidepressants because they thought my depression was a chemical imbalance, and it never is. I explained to them multiple times that whenever I'm in a shitty mood, it directly correlates with how my body's feeling, and it always has, probably always will be, through my whole life. But they really wanted me to take the antidepressants, and I just declined it every time because I know what they'll do to people.
When I heard what had happened, I was really worried about that because I've lost friends to people going to an inpatient place, coming back on psych meds and being completely different people. Like, the way I look at it, psych meds should be a last resort. You should try to do anything else and try everything else before you start taking medication because of how they're very harsh substances and they're incredibly intrusive. And I've been around the block. I've done a lot of things. I've done so many drugs, dude. A lot of shit that people don't even really like. I had to go looking for this stuff. And I've taken psych meds before, and that shit it is so invasive. It's some of the craziest shit to ever try. So if you don't need it, if you really, I mean, make sure first. Really make sure.
And I guess the last thing I remember.
I'm so glad you turned that shit down.
Yeah, the last thing I remember is I had met this girl on Tinder, and she, for some fucking reason, agreed to have a first date in the psych ward during visitor hours.
Dude, when you told me this shit, it chapped my ass so fucking bad. I was so pissed off, dude.
Because we hit it off. We talked about Woody Allen, Ray Charles, things I like. She's not too millennial for me. She seemed like she knows a couple things. We've been hanging out and coming over to my house, giving me free weed. Pretty cool.
I mean, man, I don't know how you pull that shit off. It was fucked up because you told me about this, and like I said, I was pissed off, and I'm like, man, I'm like casually on the background and on Tinder, and I just don't get a whole lot of matches particularly. And you were like, you just don't lie enough. And I'm like, man, I'm not really trying to lie to people. Like, if it just so happens that Tinder works, like, that's not my main avenue that I plan on doing. But if it happens to work, I'd rather start off from a place of honesty because I wasn't just trying to look for some random hookup. And I was like, you know what? Fine. I'll do it just a little bit because I'm basically 5'10". I'm 5'9" and 15/16, and I'm a little bit over 5'10" in the morning. I'll shrink throughout the day. But so I just switched my profile to 6 foot instead, and I woke up the next day with 3 matches. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? That is the fucking weakest shit.
Yeah, man, it's pretty awesome. This is the first time I haven't had to pay for weed. And she'd good company. She'd got a great body, fun to talk to. So I would say I had a crazy week in the beginning, but I would say it ended pretty strong.
Well, you also said you ate pussy for the first time.
I did. And no offense to said female, by the way, if she happens to listen to this. I don't think it had anything to do with your parts in particular. I just think, pussy is an acquired taste, and it wasn't for me, man. I did not enjoy the cunning wingus. However, though, I will say that I did eat ass, and that shit was fucking awesome. I would say eating ass is better than eating pussy, but we talked about that a little bit before the show.
CJ, you have to be stopped. Come on, dude. Who prefers to eat ass over pussy? That is so fucking retarded. Oh my god. You're incorrigible sometimes, man. I think you really... God, maybe you really did need more help in that thing. You need to go to some freaking pussy eating therapy or something like that, because I like it, man. It's a fun little thing to do. It's a good way to get the fucking engine revved up without having to do a whole lot, really.
It felt good to get her going, but and the whole thing just kind of felt like a chore. But when we got to the ass eating, I think that's when the fun really started for me.
What the hell? What? Does she have like a hazelnut taste in ass or something? How the hell is that going to be better?
I don't know, man.
One of these days you're going to get hit with the invisible ass sheen because you've been fucking talking shit about eating pussy, motherfucker. Fuck you. I can't believe you right now. God.
Maybe I have a thing for eating ass, man. Maybe it's just me, the crippled retard. I don't know, but to me that shit was awesome.
Well, damn it, man. Let's get into the show. Jesus.
Let's do it, buddy.
So, you go first, CJ. What you got for us this week?
All right. So this first one is it's something a little personal for me, and it's something I actually give a shit about. Now, I guess political commentator, you would call him. Funny guy, used to be funny guy. Milo Yiannopoulos.
I know who you're talking about. Agent Provocateur.
Yeah, Milo. He uploaded a YouTube video called A Message to All My Gay Brothers and Friends. And it's very depressing in this video. I watched it. Milo comes out as a straight monk now. And he uses the headline, ex-sodomy victim, which is very funny, I'll admit. But it saddened me a little bit because you can tell that Milo lost his edge, and now he's just grasping to hang on to whatever
He did used to be funny, man.
He had. Yeah, and
I can see why you liked him. Why you like him so much, man. You jocked his bit.
I did. I was gay for a week. I did the reverse. Basically.
I'm not even talking about the gay thing. It's what he used to do. Because he was gay, he was beyond reproach from these social justice warrior types, and he would go in talking shit to these people, and they weren't ever really able to lean into this guy because they were all scared of saying homophobic stuff. So he really put these people on the back foot, because they would have to admit that their own shit is freaking really retarded to go after this guy. It was brilliant. And he was funny. And on top of that, he was fucking smarmy. He was like foppish, and he had enough snap about him to really lean into some motherfuckers. Like I liked Milo, actually. I liked Milo a lot. He got done dirty, man, by the establishment conservatives, man. They kicked him out of CPAC. And then that was just a downward spiral after that. He got kicked out of coming to CPAC, and they banned him off a bunch of social media platforms like a week later. Like, he got fucking his legs swept out from under him. He was on top of the world for a little while.
Yeah, now you might be asking yourself, why would I give a shit about, some political grifter on the internet? And the reason I like Milo over all the other grifters is one, that reason you mentioned, and that he is a member of a protected class, much like myself. So he is able to use that to his advantage, and that he can basically give the liberal SJW types a taste of their own medicine. But also, too, Milo, I watched him growing up as a kid, and I realized, like, wow, this guy's funny. I could do that too, maybe. And I loved Milo to the point where I would sit through Gavin's stupid ass show just to hear Milo's segment on it for 20 minutes. And I fucking hate Gavin McGinnis. That guy blows, Mr. Real men don't play video games. They shove butt plugs up their ass to own in the mom.
Real men don't have hipster mustaches either.
Yeah, I fucking hate that tool. He can suck a cock. It doesn't matter how many...
Hey, look, anyone that says they're going to bail you out of jail and then does it is a straight up fucking hoe. Fuck that guy.
Also, keep in mind, he said he was going to bail people out of jail, right? In the end, he did with that money, in the end, I believe it was like $100,000, something crazy figure. In the end, he spent that money on his own legal fees because he was suing the SCLC for God knows what the fuck reason. You're never going to win that lawsuit. Fucking stupid. And the rest of the money...
frivolous bullshit.
Yeah, the rest of the money was spent on rosé-colored Rolexes. So, Gavin, you can go fuck yourself, man. And if it wasn't for Milo, being entertaining, I wouldn't even listen to Gavin.
The feeling of thinking that someone is going to come for you and bail you out and then not have it happen is fucking excruciating, because time like dilates, it fucking slows way the fuck down, and you have all this hope, and then it slowly gets eroded away, and it is crushing, dude. It is so fucking bad. And you sat through that dude's fucking gay shit to watch Milo, and you still love Milo, right? Like, you really opine for the good old days of Milo when he was funny.
Oh, yeah, dude, because now he's all preachy, and he's talking about how he doesn't do coke anymore, and he's going up to...
Well, how did he become more gay by not being gay?
Yeah, it's really crazy, isn't it? Who would have thought the straightest thing he did was talk about sucking black cock on a stage? But, it's just sad, man. It's like a mighty has fallen moment for me, and it's really depressing to see. So I guess,
is it sad that he's so? Do you think it's the attention thing, like he's addicted to the attention, or do you really think it's a grift thing?
I think it's a little bit of both. Although from what I hear from the accountant side of things, Milo's not doing too well. Because
he's never going to do as well as he was. I'm sure he was making fat bank, and he was like wasn't he the editor of Breitbart or something like that?
Yeah, well, when he got shafted because of that Drunken Peasants appearance, all his publishers backed out on his future book deals and his publishing contract, and he lost most of his revenue because of that. And I think it's a combination of a desperate need to stay famous and the need for money. But what I can tell you is it's not funny. And he comes off as a bigger faggot than he ever did to begin with. And it's really sad to see, because this guy at one point in time was one of my heroes. So I don't know, man.
He was also trumpeting Catholic gay conversion therapy.
Yeah. He says conversion therapy works, and he just said you need to dedicate yourself to the Lord and not penis, and it's just like, Jesus Christ, dude. You of all people, I didn't want you to go to the Nick Fuentes route. That's fucking gay, Milo. Stop it. Go back to talking about sucking off black dudes and making fun of Muslim chicks, man.
Talking about fat chicks to these SJWs about being unfuckable, and that's why they're miserable.
Yeah, man.
Oh. Yeah, how the mighty have fallen. It was sad to see him fall from grace in the first place. I was like, oh, damn, he got fucked. And then you see like I don't even know what to say this. Like, it's like a desperate attempt to stay relevant, and it is just sad. And when I saw Milo in the news again, I'm like, oh, that dude's still alive? I would have sworn he would have had like a coke overdose by now.
I would argue that he should, because I feel like it can only get more sad from here. Because we can all see through it. We all know that this is a last resort grift. You're straight for pay. That's what you're doing.
Straight for pay. He's pandering to the Christian right to try to get that super chat money. God, I know that is fucking depressing. That
I didn't want Milo to go the Stuttering John route, but apparently
just become a lolcow. Has he hit lolcow status?
I think we're approaching it, man. Because
this is the start. It's officially here, and from now, people are just going to be milking those lols.
Yeah, there'll be a Kiwi Farm spread of him somewhere, I'm sure, if there's not one already.
This sucks, because I'm very particular about lolcows that I like, but I don't think I can follow this one, because I used to like the guy, and then he fell into irrelevance, or, became irrelevant to me, and he tried to come roaring back, and I'm like, nah, man, that shit was, you lost your fucking spark on that one. You caught lightning in a bottle once, someone opened that jar, then time's over, man. I'm like, fuck this.
Yeah.
But you care, right? That's what you're saying?
Well, I care because it's just saddens me, because Milo would, like I said, this guy was the guy that I looked up to comedically for a long time, and I am able to do my bit, what I do, because of pioneers like this guy. So for him to just get all preachy about Jesus Christ and, condemn everything that previously made him funny, and it's just very sad. It's the death of an icon, is how I see it.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Well, you want to get into one of the topics I'm bringing in this week?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
All right, so this is a Polygon article. It says, Twitch bans popular streamers Amaranth and Indie Fox after yoga ASMR streams. Now, I was going to try to have you guess it, but here's the weird thing. There's no point, because normally Polygon writes a bunch of cringy-ass stuff. They didn't editorialize this very much. This was really freaking weird, where they just kind of presented the facts as how they happened. It was like freaking Twilight Zone, man. And but about the story itself, so you got Amaranth and Indie Fox. These chicks are hot, but there's a problem. These bitches are constantly trying to use Twitch to basically push the limits as far as they can to do softcore porn, basically. They're trying to add as much sexuality into their streams as much as possible. And that rubs a lot of people the wrong way. It rubs me the wrong way, because it's just not honest. And they're trying to act like they're not fucking fucking up and acting like an asshole, when that's exactly what they're doing. And all it's doing is pissing people off that are streamers on Twitch, because they're scared that an adpocalypse is going to happen because of these chicks.
Oh, okay. So basically Twitch is going to be the new YouTube because of these softcore porn actresses.
Actually, man, I hope so. I hope so. Because Twitch has been simping for these chicks. They'll give them little slaps on the wrist, but they pull in so much money, they really don't drop the hammer on them. They don't moderate their platform because I don't know why exactly. It seems like there might be more than just the money. But here's something I fucking hate. I hate simps in general. People that really want to just give a bunch of attention or money, especially money. If you're just giving money to a chick that is not going to pay you any mind, you got a fucking problem. And Twitch has been simping for these chicks. So I hope the only thing that can stop a dude from simping is pain. Lots of pain. And I hope they get hurt bad for what they fucking done. Like, I really hope they get fucking annihilated for not dropping the hammer on these people and not actually standing up for what their platform is supposed to be.
Well, I like it when internet platforms don't regulate, so I kind of disagree with you a little bit, but your sentiments about simps are right, for sure.
But I don't like this platform, man. There's just a lot of things I don't really like about it. I get how it's like streaming and gaming and all that kind of things, but what makes people like it so much is that the content creators actually get a pretty good amount of money out of it. Like, they actually have good, like, ad revenue from it. And that used to be the case for YouTube maybe 5 years ago. But after the first adpocalypse, all that shit went away. And I want them to get hit with an apocalypse fucking hard, like really hard. I want it so if you're even a moderately attractive chick, you can't make a fucking dime on Twitch because nobody was willing to fucking come together and make these bitches act right. Everyone was just turning a fucking blind eye. And by doing that, everyone else is simping. There's a particular look that chicks can have, and Amaranth is the perfect one. This bitch is just a simp magnet. And there is a certain particular like type of beauty that happens in the face specifically that makes people act really nice to people from a very young age. Like, you can kind of tell if someone's going to end up growing up to be attractive based on the proportions of things. So I can tell that this chick, from when she was like in elementary school, people have been like doing favors for her, letting her get away with shit. She's never been held accountable for a motherfucking thing. And she's still getting away from it. And so, like, the hammer I just want the hammer to fucking pound this bitch. Like, hard. Like just completely booted off of this thing. And here's the other problem with chicks like this is because they're never held accountable. They don't hold themselves accountable for anything either. They have a perpetual hole in their pocket and they just fucking burn every bridge they can find. They sow discord. They waste money. I hate these types of bitches because they were the ones that fucked up the game back when I was hustling. I hated chicks like this because all these dudes would act all fucking crazy trying to get with her. And these chicks would just play people and just make people fall off left and right. I hate these types of people.
So, from what I'm getting, you're looking at this from the bimbos need to get what's coming to them.
They really do. And they got a 3-day ban. So let's rewind a little bit. They were doing this hot tub meta, as they say, where they're in bikinis, like doing squats, writing names on their ass cheeks, and like jumping up and down for money in a hot tub. And that was their way to dress scantily clad to get around Twitch's terms of service. And people were complaining about this for a long time before Twitch did something about it. Like, the people were talking about this for a long time. So they made their own little channel for it and demonetized it. So, well, guess what? It ends up these chicks don't really like making this type of content. They just like the money. So they needed to find the next thing that they can add a bunch of eroticism to and try to make money. And that was ASMR. They got these weird, like, plastic ear microphones, and they're like licking them and doing all sorts of weird shit. Some of the content from this is bizarre. Like, Amaranth puts on that weird, like, rubber horse head and starts, like, neighing and pounding the head against the mic and making sucking noises.
I saw that, dude. I had no idea who the fuck this broad is. So I know who you're talking about now, because I can picture in my head her body. And for me personally, she didn't do anything, but she definitely had the proportions of what people would call a beautiful woman.
Dude, she was like farting into the ASMR mic.
Yeah, that was fucking insane, dude. She's fucking bouncing up and down on the bed with a fucking horse head, and I was just like, I thought white bitches only fuck dogs. Oh no, they're learning. They're going to horses too. We gotta stop. We gotta stop them.
Oh no, but so, and the funny thing is that what's weird is that's just what I want to see happen, and I'm passionate about having it happen. But at the end of the day, I don't care about Twitch or anything associated with it. Now, the overall motif of like simps and all and like everything around it, and these fucking weird ass broads that are into like findom, basically financial domination. Like, I just don't like them at all. But I beat this shit away with a fucking ugly stick, so there's nothing like that in my life. But I would hope that people would get over themselves, but I know they're not. And
I've said it before, and I hate the financial domination because that actually messes up with the real prostitute game, which is something that I allegedly dabble in from time to time. And because the hookers realize that simps will pay money for interacting with a woman over a screen, they start to get real high and mighty when it comes to the value of the vagina. And that fucks the regular patrons like myself who actually want to get some real physical contact out of the transaction.
Yeah, look, if a chick's willing to put out for some money, I don't give a shit about that. Like at least there's something that was exchanged. But I don't understand the satisfaction that people get out of giving these broads money. Like that, it's so weird to me. And this is an issue that I am just on the verge of actually giving a shit. But all I can do is just be like, all right, Jesus. How about you fuck Twitch? All right. Moving on.
Yeah, I don't care about Twitch, but e-girls are a big problem for me because it actually messes with the price of real prostitutes. So I disavow the e-girls. I'm with you there.
Yeah, fuck you, Thots. Well, CJ, you want to get in to catch a Redditor?
My favorite segment.
So let's do one for the Milo Yiannopoulos situation. All right, here we go.
From r/subreddit drama. Eastern Emotion 6906 writes, his Nazi friends might just not like pedophiles. Jerkoff writes, he went after the most attacked race of all, gamers. Makes me sick. TG Pineapple writes, I guess instead of a gay pedophile, we have a Catholic pedophile now.
No. Wait a minute. Milo's not a pedophile because he was the one that was raped by the priest.
Well, he was on the Drunken Peasants thing. He was talking about how it's like kind of normal for an older man to take a younger guy under his wing, and I mean, he was kind of apologetic about it.
I mean, all right, but I wouldn't call him a pedophile. Like, you gotta actually rape a kid.
Everyone's a pedophile, man. You know that.
Yeah, true. They did it to Woody Allen, too, so I guess they can do it to Milo.
All right, so here's one about the Twitch situation.
From r/Twitch, a little giraffe writes, really irritates me that this is the shit people get up in arms about. There's been constant forms of harassment the whole time. I'm not saying what these women were doing was okay. They agreed to TOS and broke it. People make partner whose content's mostly going on to other streams, VODs, etc. to make fun of them. Hell, even due to help popularize hate raids is still partner. Harassment, slurs, and slandering other streamers, that breaks TOS too.
So even when these bitches are 100% in the wrong, dudes are like, but they were getting harassed. People were saying mean things to them.
It always is astonishing to me the amount of white knighting that goes on over these internet women.
And it's like it's harassment in quotes over the internet. You can just like not look at messages and block people. There's a lot of things you can do to clean up what you actually see. And on top of that, these bitches are making money hand over fist. So you know what? You can deal with a little bit of harassment. How about you go fuck yourself?
You don't even have to walk away. You don't even have to walk away from your computer, okay? I can't move my legs, but I can still roll away from the fucking computer every once in a while. It's not that hard.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into one about what you're going to be talking about, the Hunter Biden situation.
From r/moderate politics, Walrus40 writes, he's still the president's son. Weird how okay people seem with this. Baseface writes, lacking real material to smear Joe Biden with since the dementia thing is falling apart, as well as the election fraud lie, they're resorting to the old tricks, trot out Hunter Biden again to score cheap points. Glad to see the rational discourse dismissing this smear attempt for what it is.
Reddit is wrong, okay? If anything, this interaction, I'm about to get into this in a minute.
Oh.
But this
don't get mad, get money, CJ. Come on, man.
This interaction just proves how cool Hunter Biden is. It's not a smear campaign at all. If anything, it makes me like Joe Biden just because his son is such a fucking Chad.
Man, I do love how they're like, the dementia thing is falling apart. I'm like, man, really? This dude's a fucking goof. Like, you can't tell me he's 100% there. He's not 100% there. He's an old-ass motherfucker.
He told that reporter that he was a one-horse pony. That shit was hilarious, dude.
Yeah, one-horse ponies are good. He said he was in the Senate for 120 years. Like, oh my god! But we got more Joe Biden stuff. Both of us are going to be talking about Joe Biden in the second half of the show. Now, here's one about Joe Biden and the death penalty.
From r/politics, Anti-Torque writes, before we leave the Trump legacy behind and go back to being humans, let's do this one thing first. It'll cost a lot more, and we'll be heathens for doing it. But it'll sate our bloodthirst enough that we can live vicariously through Texas and Florida for at least another decade.
They're talking about executing the Boston bomber, the Boston Marathon bomber. And this dude's like, oh, yeah, we should just kill this guy. And then we can just bank on Texas and Florida's executions to, sate the masses. That's some retarded shit. Man.
It seems like a waste of resources to kill this guy, but whatever, I guess.
It is. Yeah. Well, let's get out of To Catch a Redditor and get into our last topics. So, what you got for us, CJ?
So, this is from the New York Post. Hunter Biden reportedly called his white lawyer the N-word multiple times and checked text exchange. Now, this is a bit long, so I'm just going to give you the highlights. It starts with, how much do I owe you? Because you're one sick nigga. And his lawyer replied with, that made me spit out my coffee. And somewhere, I have the same reaction as the lawyer, but you can really tell that this guy is just phoning in the camaraderie because Biden probably pays this man an exorbitant amount of money to cover up his crack-smoking, hooker, foot-jabbing benders. I can only imagine.
CJ, I think that you're. Wait a minute. Isn't Hunter Biden kind of living the life that you really want to live?
Dude, I love him. I can't wait till he comes. Yeah, I can't wait till he comes back to Dearborn because, he fucks Maria Obama, and she has a house here. And I actually know where it is because I play at a poker game, and it's 3 houses up her house. So I know where her house is at. And I cannot wait to fucking just smoke crack with this dude the next time he's in town. So.
Dude, if you can film that shit, if you going up to fucking Hunter Biden and be like, Hunter, you're my hero, I want to smoke crack with you, I would fucking die, dude. Oh my God. Oh, dude, that would be too good. We'd have to put that thing behind a paywall, patreon.com/WGA shitshow.
Absolutely. But the other highlight here is they somehow get to talking about spiritual shit, about his brother Bo being dead and whatnot.
All right, you're starting to lose me here, man. What? This better be good. What?
The lawyer says, God will always love you unequivocally. And his very poetic response is a very simple, true that, nigga. I just love this guy. Like, there's no more to say. I love this guy. And when we get to the question, who gives a shit? I think the liberals have to pretend to care because they are the ones that said the N-word is a bad word in the first place. So if they don't care, it's like they're not following their values.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think that a senator's son that isn't black should be saying the N-word in any way, shape, or form. Like that, I do agree with, because you're coming from the fucking top of the privilege tree, where you not only do you have money, you also got like power on your side. Man, let a motherfucker have their word. Jesus. You don't have to take everything.
Oh, I agree with that, but I also not being racist about it. And from what I can tell, the people that also give a shit are the people who aren't funny when they use the N-word. Like, they use the hard R and they actually mean it. These people are livid because they're like, why can Hunter Biden say the N-word, but I can't just scream it at my job at Bell Tire?
Dude, anytime I run into someone that says that, it's always cringy as shit. I'm like really? Can you dial the edge back just a little bit? Like, we get it. Everyone gets it. We know you're out there. You really got to be fucking vulgar about this shit.
And I'm going to tell you why Hunter Biden can say it and you can't. It's because Hunter Biden is funny about it. And you'll never be funny about it because you're not creative or witty or anything that it takes to be funny. That's why Hunter Biden can say it and you can't, because he's a crack smoking, chain smoking, foot job having.
Well,
Chad.
I can. I got my G pass.
Oh, that's true. You were in prison.
Well, I got it. You know, I got blessed in on the thing from some gangster disciple people, and plus I said it like on the streets. But I never say it. Like you'll never hear me say that to anyone that I haven't done dirt with, because it's a term of endearment. It's because there's racial connotations, but there's also like a street subculture connotation to it too. And actually, as a white dude to kind of be in on that thing, it's not that uncommon. It isn't. If you're cool and you're willing to actually get down with someone, then yeah, you'll be in there. But Hunter Biden, on the other hand, well, also this is a private conversation. Like, people are just like, getting all his shit. And if he wants to say that to his lawyer, that actually is pretty funny.
Yeah, hilarious. Love it.
Well, let's get into our last topic, and that
Hunter,
is
I just want to say real quick. Hunter, if you're out there, man, we gotta go to Landing Strip and whip it up, buddy. There's nothing more in this world that I want than that. So if you're listening, make my Make-A-Wish come true, buddy, and come down to Michigan sometime.
Okay, so let's play our favorite game. And I'm going to give you a little hint. This is a magazine. Joe Biden's craven death penalty reversal and the Boston bomber case. That's the name of the article.
New Yorker. The New Yorker?
Slate.
Slate. Slate is a magazine? I thought it was a
Slate
newspaper.
magazine.
Oh, okay.
Well, the reason I bring this in is because I guess we're both bringing in something that we give a shit about. I give a shit about the death penalty, actually. This is one of the only things that you're going to hear me moral fagging about because it is a complete squander and waste of time. And there's a lot of things about it that I don't like. And I don't really want to get too far into some aspects of it. But from a religious perspective, I also have a really big issue with it because it robs a man of his ability to find redemption. And that's all I'm going to say in the religious aspect. But it's also just, it costs more money to execute somebody than to just put them in life in prison because they have to go through all the appeals processes. And on top of that, the government botches this shit all the time. And Joe Biden is a politician. So if his mouth is moving, he's lying. And he said that he was going to try to abolish the death penalty federally. And then as soon as this situation with the Boston Marathon bomber comes up, he's like, fucking kill him. Let's fucking fry this guy.
Well, it could be possible that he just forgot that he said he was going to abolish it. Cause,
that Redditor said that dementia stuff was just all talk, man. Look, he's totally there. I said he wasn't 100% there. Clearly, 97. He's there most of the time, man. This dude's cognitive abilities are supreme, man. Donald Trump's doctor is like, wow, this guy, he would ace a cognitive test. But normal campaign promises, you expect him to welch on a lot of things. But this was easy. This is one I wasn't expecting because he's Catholic. And the Catholics have stood against the death penalty for a long time. I can give them credit on that. They're consistent. They've always been pro-life, and they're basically anti-death. So, I mean, I got to give them credit on that. Joe Biden's being a fucking hoe. And it's not like this dude doesn't deserve to die for what he did. I just don't think the state should do it.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking into what it actually costs to do one lethal injection, and it seems like a bigger burden to the taxpayers than my gambling habit is. So,
and here's the funny thing. The conservatives could get a win if they actually wanted to support the banning of the death penalty, because here's all they got to do. If one of the reasons that Edward Snowden is in Russia right now is because he was able to get asylum there because we have the death penalty on our books. We're the only westernized country that has the death penalty still on our books. Now, individual states could still have it, but if you ban it federally, where as of the federal government, we're not going to execute someone, then Edward Snowden couldn't say that my life is in danger, and he couldn't have got asylum, and they would have fucking snatched his ass up. They would have got him. But he used our laws against the intelligence agencies and was able to escape. And if they rescinded that, they'd be able to get him back, and they could finally freaking rake this dude through the coals. And which is a fucked up thing to do. But, from a Machiavellian point of view, it's not like we gain anything from killing these people. We don't gain a damn thing.
Well, I think where the Republicans are coming at this, because you see this when they talk about how bad they want to kill pedophiles and put their dick in a vice and all this super macho internet man shit. I think people have a need to kill or watch somebody be killed to show how badass they are and how cool it is. And I think that's what this death penalty shit is.
Yeah, I said, I wasn't expecting this shit from fucking Joe. Like, I was expecting him to actually.
I'll tell you what, man. You're my favorite co-host. You're all around good guy. When I'm smoking crack in the champagne room with Hunter, I'll mention it to him, and I'll see if we can get the death penalty banned.
Fucking solid move, bro. So, well, I don't really have a whole lot more to say about the death penalty stuff. And, you know, mainly because I don't really think it would be all that funny. You know, standing up on a fucking soapbox and freaking yelling into the clouds is kind of a pointless thing. But, you know, let's get out of it, man, and start winding down a little bit. So, we cracked 10,000 downloads, man. That's a huge milestone. Man.
Fantastic. I'm thrilled.
We hit a Patreon level where we're in the black, baby. Show's paying for itself now.
Very good. We still have a little ways to go to make more money than Stuttering John, but I believe with the help of our lovely listeners, I think we can get there.
Yeah, we'll definitely get there. You know, podcasting's a marathon, not a sprint. So, let me think what else there. Oh yeah, it's be sure to go to our Patreon, patreon.com/WGA shit show. If you would be you know, a bro, if your podcast player has like reviews, give us a good review. Apparently that helps or some shit like that. And tell a friend. You know, just tell a friend. Also, be sure to visit some friends of the show. Rim, the Rich Dickman Show, has had some really banger episodes lately. You know, also, if you could show that dude love, patreon.com/Rich Dickman. I got it right this time. And let me think, other podcasts that would be worth watching. Swing by and give NFHC a shot if you've never listened to them. They're pretty dang funny if you want just like a kind of bros hanging out, fucking shooting the shit at each other. That's a really.
I want to give a shout out to the podcast. Shitty Song of the Week. I've been listening to it a lot, and I've been in contact with Brendan. We're gonna talk about coming on again. I've been on the show multiple times. I love the concept. They bring in two songs from two different artists who are in the same category. And they basically explain why the song is such a piece of shit. And I think it's a great show. So, Shitty Song of the Week. I listen to it on iTunes. They have their own Libsyn feed. I'm sure you can get it on all the podcast players. They have a Patreon too, patreon.com/Shitty Song of the Week. Go check them out.
Well, let's get into our voicemails. So if you got something you're giving a shit about or don't give a shit about, be sure to give us a call at 281-747-6015. That's 281-747-6015. So let's see. We only got one voicemail this week. Let's give it a shot. Here we go.
Hi guys, this is Charlie. I'm calling y'all because I love the show, but your new audio engineer done fucked up. It's great to hear that your audio quality is better, but your audio engineer also did an amazing job of making CJ sound much less retarded on the new episode. The problem with that is that it makes him sound super dry, and all the punchlines fall flat because his humor is in the intonation of his retardedness. So I dabble a bit as an audio engineer myself. So your issue is that you're treating, your new audio guy is treating CJ like he would any normal non-retarded person. So he's getting all that little like nasally stuff out of there. And which is what you usually want to do with somebody. But that's where CJ expresses himself and comes to life. And that's why, in my opinion, you got to go back to mixing it the way like CJ actually sounds. Check out how CJ sounds whenever he calls into the Dick Show, and like you can get that kind of intonation in there where the joke actually comes through. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. Play this or don't, or just, pass it on to your audio engineer. I don't give a shit. Loving the show. Yeah, ciao guys.
You hear that, Rim? Fucking punch up the tard. Charlie says so.
Yeah, what the fuck, Rim? I'm not retarded enough. Get on it right now.
I don't. What do you think about that, CJ?
The dumbest part of this voicemail is at the end when he says, "I sound the best when I'm on the Dick Show, audio wise." That is me.
Dude, you sound like ear rape on the Dick Show. What the fuck is he talking about on that one?
Yeah.
I get what he's saying about how to actually hear the nasally punchiness of it, but that's because your mic quality is fucking ass, dude.
Yeah, dude. It is me calling in on a 4-year-old iPhone through Discord. Shitty internet.
For those of you that didn't know,
my deep
whenever
breathing.
we started the whenever we started the show, like the first thing I did, I immediately was like, CJ, we're going to need to change shit like immediately. And out of the GP, I'm just like, here, dude, I bought you a mic. Fucking, you're fucking killing me, dude. Like, the dick. Oh my God.
Apparently, what was his name? Charlie?
So it's the
Charles?
nasally connotations. I wonder what the fuck he was doing, because it is a lot different. I don't know, man. But Rim, whatever the fuck you were doing, go back to your old template.
Yeah, and I'm only funny when you can hear my deep breathing in between jokes. So maybe edit in some fat guy breathing or something. I don't know, man. You gotta make it more retarded, man. Come on, step your game up.
Yeah, take that, Rim. Oh, yeah, and be sure to check Rim's other website out at rimdrinkscum.com. That is a real website. Rim, spelled R-E-M, rimdrinkscum.com. That was a fucking website that got a long time ago to bully Rim. We got to bully Rim some more because he's not tarded.
Right, yeah, absolutely. rimdrinkscum.com. Check it out. We're signing off, right? This is the sign off.
This is the end.
So I am Crippled Jesus, and
I'm Adam from
you're
Houston.
Adam from Houston. Stay horny, everybody.
See you.